The 2019 Baseball Hall of Fame class was announced a couple weeks ago, so I thought I would make a video of my trip to Cooperstown and the Hall of Fame weekend last year in 2018. Flew into Albany, New York, where we had to drive from Albany into Cooperstown. This was our drive from Albany into Cooperstown. We got there on Friday afternoon. We just walked around Cooperstown for a little bit. You can see it wasn't too crowded there on a Friday afternoon. We went to the Hall of Fame that night. Spent a couple hours in there. As you can imagine, there's a lot of interesting stuff there. Took a lot of video, a lot of pictures, but here are some of my favorite ones. On early Saturday morning, I went for a walk and jog around Cooperstown. Here's some footage from that. Coming up here shortly, I saw a glimpse of Kurt Gibson standing in the coffee shop line right there in the blue. As you can see here, there was no one out early that morning on Saturday. Only people that were out were the people that were putting out these barriers for the parade. On Saturday mornings, a lot of the players play golf. So on Saturday morning, you can stand on Lake Street overlooking the golf course and see a lot of the players come through playing golf on the fairways and a couple of greens right there by the street. We saw several players come through there, and here's a couple of videos that I took while they were playing golf on that Saturday morning.
Miss Reed. Couldn't tell her that much.
This was on Saturday afternoon, walking around Cooperstown. As you can see, it's starting to get pretty crowded. You can also see there's a lot of players or former players there signing autographs. So you walk around, you may never know who you may see. So it's starting to get pretty crowded that Saturday as the parade was getting ready to start.
What are we doing?
As you can see, there's a lot of stores along Main Street there in Cooperstown. Obviously, a lot of them sell a lot of baseball apparel, equipment. You see old vintage baseball cards for sale, although they were overpriced. You can also see just a lot of baseball stuff. Obviously, it's Cooperstown, so a lot of stores have a lot of baseball-related items for sale. The parade starts here at Doubleday Field. They come out of Fowler Way, take a right here on Chestnut Street, all the way up till you get to Main Street, take a right on Main Street, travel along Main Street until you get to the Hall of Fame located here. We were located right here in the turn, right against the barrier, so we could see them coming up Chestnut Street, turn right in front of us, and go down Main Street. We got there about an hour before the parade started, and Chestnut Street wasn't too bad. You were able to get pretty close on Chestnut Street, but Main Street was really full. So if you want to get to the parade on Main Street, you really have to get there a couple hours before to get a really good close view on Main Street. But right here isn't too bad if you get there about an hour or so before the parade. So here's a little bit of footage from the parade that I took. This was looking up Main Street. As you can see, it's pretty crowded.
What was that? Home center, yeah.
Johnny Bench looks like he was having the most fun there, as you can tell in the video of him dancing.
No pine car there.
Give me a picture, give me a picture.
Hey, Cam! Everyone punch!
The Hall of Fame ceremony is held at the Clark Sports Center, which is just south of downtown Cooperstown. We stayed pretty much in the middle of Cooperstown, and it was a pretty easy walk from here down to the Clark Sports Center. And here are just a few highlights from the ceremony.
The slugger went to wagers in the hot or shift to first base. 6 players in one Hall of Fame class for the first time since 1971. Our Master of Ceremonies, please give a warm welcome to BK, Brian Kenny. To be here with you today, Randy Johnson. Hi, Darren. Shipper Jones.
Commissioner Manfred.
How we doing? All my friends have been telling me for the last week or so, relax, take a deep breath, you'll do just fine. My reply, you stand up here in front of 40 or 50,000 people and 60 of your favorite baseball players sitting behind you, let me know how you do.
A few tips I would like to share is, one, we were able to put our chairs out on Friday morning when we got there at the sport center where the ceremony is held. There were a lot of people putting their chairs out. When we returned on Sunday, our chairs were still there along with thousands of others. So that's a tip. If you want to get a little closer to the stage and you get there on Friday or Saturday, you can put your chairs out before Sunday. Parking on Saturday and Sundays, there are parking spots available around Cooperstown in the morning. Most of them are residents that live there in Cooperstown will let you park in their yards. They do charge about $20, but you can park right there in Cooperstown if you get there early enough on Saturday and Sunday. And the last tip I would say is if you want to visit the museum while you're there and you think you're going to go more than 1 or 2 times, which we did, I wound up going to the museum 3 times, is to buy the membership. I think it's $50. That allows you to get into the museum as long as you want to for a whole year. I think to get in each time, I think it was $20 or $25. So I went 3 times and I paid $50 for the entire year. And plus you also get 10% off in the shop that they have at the museum. Plus they'll ship it for free back home. So I bought a lot of things I didn't want to carry back with me. So I bought them and they actually shipped it to me for free since you were a member. Hope that helps with some tips. If you plan on visiting Cooperstown. If you're planning on doing it, I would say do it.